Andre Givogue is known as the most sought-after professional online networking mentor and consultant in the work-from-home entrepreneur community. He is famous for educating and empowering individuals with the knowledge to make better informed decisions concerning legitimate home career opportunities. He specializes in using today's technology platform for part-time and full-time income growth from home without all the hype and exaggeration. So please welcome Andre Givogue.
Well, thank you. It's an honor to be here and share with you all my secrets. I know it can be very confusing and there's a lot of stuff out there, so hopefully today I will be able to show you some of the tricks and insights that I've accumulated over the years. Welcome to the Home Career Awareness Training video. Open your mind for a different perspective. First off, I would like to congratulate you on your initiative to learn more and get more information about working from home. Throughout this information session, there might be a few concepts that might be a little uncomfortable for you at first, but that's only because it's new information presented to you that you may not be used to. For illustration purposes only, I'm going to give you an example of what I mean of a little uncomfortable. Okay, imagine a world map in your mind. Got it? Alright, now locate where you live on that map. Great, now I'd like for you to show me and point to me exactly where you live on that map. You see? It feels a little uncomfortable, like it's not right. We've been so used to see a normal map, like this, where the north is up and the south is down. But at the end of the day, all it is, it's the world map. We feel like the north is up because it's a perspective that's been taught to us since we're kids. But in reality, Earth is just a sphere in space with no ups and downs. Both images are right, none of them are wrong. But one sure does feel like it. It's all about different perspective, that's all. The same can be viewed in how you earn money. People are used to get a job, but there are more ways to set yourself up to make money from home. Today I'm going to show you the 4 different types of work from home. I will also give you an action plan to follow. It may feel uncomfortable at first, but you've got to accept it with an open mind and welcome this new perspective. Alright, a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. I know this presentation can be a little fast or even overwhelming at times. If that's the case, simply press pause to let it sink in, or go back 30 seconds earlier and re-listen to that concept. It is fast-paced, but the beauty of video is that no one can be left behind. You can always go back and re-listen to the concepts. No need to write anything down right now. I'll let you know when it's really important. At the end of this presentation, I will present a solution. In this informative webinar, I will open your eyes and make you aware of all kinds of business problems, solution, etc. You will see the pros and cons of various approaches to your business. Therefore, I will need you to focus on the now of the presentation rather than the later in the presentation. No worries, we'll get there. Heads up, I come across very intelligent and aware people all the time, and I understand that some of the principles in today's presentation might be something that you already know. That being said, my goal is to educate the general masses, so it might be a little slower at first, but bear with me. The pace will pick up and as we go along. Even if you only learn 5% of new material, you'll sleep smarter tonight. I also value everybody's time, as time is an asset that we can never get back, so I worked very hard to keep the content as rich as possible. Now who is this for? People who are looking or considering a career from home, people who are simply confused with everything that's out there and would like to have a better understanding of what's what, looking for extra money, do something better or different. Who this isn't for: the lazy person who doesn't want to work, the person who doesn't care about what happens to them. If you're happy with where you are financially and with your current lifestyle, the information junkie that gets on all kinds of teleseminar, webinar, or other forms of instructional videos, yet never implement anything, well, that's not for you. You probably don't need to be on this webinar. Here's what you learn: the 4 different types of industries where you can position yourself to earn money from home. Note that some of you will relate with one or more than the others. Why I favor one industry in particular over the others. Within that industry, what are the 5 methods with each of their pros and cons? How to find out if the work from home you're looking for or career from home you're looking at is legitimate or not. Business success rate and other interesting statistics. Concept of leverage, systems, residuals and trends. What not to expect. To get a job from this presentation, get hired or a guaranteed job placement with a company, that success happens overnight. I say this playfully, but a big bill for me at the end of the seminar. Now, a short disclaimer. These are not legal opinions, but strictly information based on my experience and research. Success will vary based on each and every individual effort. Most will not put in the effort to achieve a lucrative career from home, but it is possible. Disclosures and affiliation. In order for presentations like these to remain free, I might get some sort of compensation based on some companies that I will refer or recommend do have affiliate programs. Which means, if you do use their services, some might give me a percentage of the sale. By no means will I endorse a company simply because of a potential commission. If I truly believe they can help you and benefit you or have a successful track record, I will try my best, based on my knowledge and research, to offer you a couple of options so you can decide to choose one for yourself. After all, if I can offset some of the advertising to give you some great information, it would help both of us out. Win-win. So what are the risks when you're looking for a career from home? Well, there's time and money, and also the reputation amongst the people you may know. Vision. This presentation is to give you enough awareness so you know what kind of career from home type is better suited to you, for you to be better informed and make an educated decision, or educated decisions. Now let's begin. Get your pen and paper handy and time to grab some notes. So why are we working? The short answer is money. But that's not the real reason. Money is simply a means to get to the real reason, such as bigger houses, nicer cars, putting your kids through school, covering medical bills, travel more often with loved ones, go out to the restaurant more often, start some new hobbies, play some sports, donate to charities. We are working in order to provide something of quality to the ones we love based on what we know. Often we know there's something better, but we just don't know how to get there. Could be we've never tasted better, so we don't even know that it exists and we don't know what we're missing? We simply don't know what we don't know. A great way to find answers and get us dreaming again is to ask ourselves this question. If I was to win the lottery, the jackpot, $43 million, what would I do? Let me ask you, what would you do with $43 million? Think about it. So we all know and can agree that we need to work in order to get something. Some of us are lucky and love what we do, and some of us are unlucky and hate what we do. But no matter what, most people still do it because they have to. In this presentation, I will show you different vehicles to work from home, achieve wealth, and one that I personally favor over the others based on my own experiences and research, and I will tell you why. At the end of the day, you decide what you relate with. Everybody's different in their own regards. Have you ever heard the saying, give a man a fish and teach it for one day? Teach the man how to fish and feed them for life. The principles and concept I will show you today can be applied in your day-to-day lives. Now before we get into the different vehicles of how to make money from home and the careers, opportunities that there is out there, and we all know that working from home or having your career from home is for a job so you can get some money to pay for the things that you love. Now let's just compare making more money or keeping your own money. So let's just talk about that for a moment. Often we think in order to have more money, we need to make more money. Yes, that's true in some ways. However, if not carefully planned properly, all this extra hard work just might end up in taxes. The more your salary is, the larger your tax percentage is. Another method is to better manage your money and keep what you already got. For example, the latte factor. Cut one latte or coffee daily and take that money and put it aside. Being conservative, let's say $2 a day per month. That's 62 bucks. That's about roughly $750 per year that you can put in any investment. I'm not a financial planner, so seek professional advice to know where and how to invest your hard-earned money. Now that's an easy and obvious way to do it. You simply manage your money better. However, when you are in business, you have different tax scale. I like to call it the preferential tax scale, because you have access to claim your deduction as a business expense, therefore lowering your salary, therefore paying lower percentages in tax. Talk to your accountant regarding business deductions, and he can elaborate on the subject. Another trick I learned over the span of my career is how easy it is to negotiate when you are armed with the right knowledge and with the right words to use. After all, somebody somewhere perfected the art of talking, and these are what I call powerful scripts. Everything can be moved by words, from thoughts, to building buildings, to save and keep your money. Now this may not work for every one of you, but it will for the majority of you, and it's worth a try. This of course is subject to many factors, such as how long you've been a customer, what's your credit rating, etc. For this, you will need to use your credit card. No worries. It's not to give me money. I just want you to do this now while you're focused. So go ahead, I'll give you about 6-7 minutes to do this. Grab your phone or your cell phone and call the 1-800 number behind your credit card and simply ask to speak with a customer service. And ask them, is this your best interest rate that you have to offer? Can you lower or give me a better rate? Remember, Always be polite, as the person behind the lines are human beings too, and with a push of a button, some have the power to change that interest you pay. Here's another question. Can you waive my annual fee? If you have one. If you need to have more credits available, just ask. Can you increase my credit limit? I've seen people get rid of their $59 annual fee and go from 23.99% down to 12% interest rate, just by making the phone call. Another solution, if you're already at the lowest, is to ask if they offer a lower interest rate line of credit, which can be a promotional rate of 0% for a couple months and then back to 5 or 6%. Again, if you can't get the lower rates, ask them politely. How or what can I do to qualify for these better rates? Finally, in my experience, sometimes calling in the middle of the night, when it's less busy, you can get someone in a better mood at the end of the line, which might offer you more information and give you less resistance. The last weapon in this negotiation arsenal is to ask to speak with a retention department. Most companies hate to lose their business to their competitor, so most companies have a department that handles people who want to leave or cancel their services. They will entice you with better last-minute offers as last resort to try to keep your business. If really nothing works, go shop around for better financial institution or services that can give you the lower rates. Example. Monthly bank fees. Get your bank to waive them, to reduce them, or ask your bank representative how you can qualify to have these bank fees removed. In Canada, we have a financial institution called PC Financial, which offers free monthly banking. No monthly fees. That's another roughly $10 per month, $120 a year in my pocket. And that's not counting all the money saved from using the Interact machines. You know those $3 fees or $1 fee or $7 fee depending where you go every time you use the bank machine? Nuh-uh, not for me. I don't pay those anymore. So you can shop around. I'm sure there's something comparable where you live. Okay, so reality check. Most people live paycheck to paycheck and would love to change their financial condition, except they don't know how. According to Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, there are 4 types of mentality when people think of work. There's the employee mentality, there's the self-employed mentality, the investor mentality, the business owner mentality. Now if you look online and you do more research, you can search the cash flow quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki online to find out more. I won't go into all the details, but essentially those are the 4 different types. Choosing the right vehicle to achieve your goals. Let's face it, not everybody enjoys their job. Most people settle. It's a mean to an end. Well, if you are to settle with it, let's learn about the pros and cons of the different vehicles out there so you can at least work for the one that rewards you the most. Here are the different wealth vehicles for choosing your career from home. I did say I'll show you options and different methods of working from home. So fasten your seatbelt because this part is going to be, for some of you, an eye-opener. You will learn the various pros and cons of each method. Now let's begin. You can work from home as an employee. An employee, working for someone else or a company. Here are the pros. You work for an hour, you get paid for an hour. Some jobs will offer a great benefits package. You don't have to think too much, you do as you're told. Working from home saves you the commute time. And some people like to pretend to work for an hour and still get paid. Now the cons. If the company needs to cut back to maximize profit, they will not think twice before laying off their staff. Not all jobs have benefits. Not all jobs have pension plans. And you're not in control of your schedule. They own your time. Here are some places where you can apply as an employee to work from home. Side note. The next 3 ways are being in business, and keep in mind to be in business you need a business idea, plan, corporate setup, financing, figuring out example like sole proprietorship, partnership, LLC, incorporated, etc. Speak to an accountant and to a lawyer for more details about this. You can operate a small business under your name, depending on your jurisdiction, in most places in North America, but you are not protected against liability. Once you figured all that out, it's time to promote your services. You can and or will use word of mouth, telling your friends and family and other people that's what you're doing. You're becoming an expert, go-to person in your field. You might use a business cards, set up a website, get flyers, post on billboards, and there's over another 100 methods available on my other ebooks. You'll need to fill out the appropriate taxation forms, deduct the business expense, remit collected sales tax, etc. Now to scale this up, if you get too busy, you might hire an admin assistant to answer your phones, a bookkeeper, a lawyer, and other employees as the business grows to meet your clients' demand and your needs. Here are some helpful resources. Government contacts for all your questions. In Canada, you can contact 1-800-O-Canada, that's 1-800-622-6232. And in USA, you can call 1-800-FED-INFO, which is 333-4636, or 1-800-FIRST-GOV, that's 1-800-347-7846. Now here are some more information you can check out if you're in the US. It's called Business Startup Info US, and there's more information about starting and managing your business. Now who's this for? People who want something more for themselves. Self-starters, motivated entrepreneurial individuals who take pride in what they do. This is for the intelligent people that are sharp, have great attitude, are coachable, willing to work hard. Who wants to feel valued and appreciated for their contribution and accomplishment. Someone who can follow an action plan. Who this isn't for. The person who thinks they can get rich without any form of work. The person who has nothing to strive for, no ambition. If you are super rich and wealthy, like you got $19 billion in your bank account, if you already have the ability to control your time, waking up when you want, where you want, and do whatever you want. If you are totally clueless and you're happy and content where you are and you're miserable, like you're going to retire broke and you don't care, you have no enthusiasm, no nothing at all. If you have tons of money and say maybe you have some sort of time, but if we took you out of the equation, like you get paid on your own personal performance, no matter how good or great you are, if we took you out of the equation and your business still thrives, well, that's not for you. Now you know that you've got to work. Now let's look at the other different career from home vehicles you have to choose from. A self-employed contractor, a small business owner or salesperson. These types of jobs establish you as a contractor. Example, plumber, realtor, actor, doctor, lawyer, life insurance agent, etc. A small business owner could be a convenience store, a garage owner, an internet marketing store, etc. Here are some of the pros. You control your own time. You have the pride of owning your own business. You have huge tax advantage that employees do not get. Usually your hourly rate is way higher because you establish your prices and is sold to client by contract rate. You can hire employees to work for you. Now here's an example. Selling a real estate is one of the largest commission-based type of job. Selling life insurance offers residuals income for a limited time. Now let's look at the cons. You think you have control of your own time, but really instead of one employer, you have every new contract is a potential employer. Even though they are your clients, every client is an employer. Usually there's no benefits nor pension plan, so basically you have to take care of that yourself. Again, you can consult professional to help you, but still, it's your responsibility to figure this out. You're responsible to handle all business-related activities from marketing, production, creation, service rendered, admin work, accounting, sales, marketing, bookkeeping, etc. Either you do all that yourself to save money or hire by contract someone else and pay them a fee so you can leverage your time on your skill or craft. Taking time off costs you money. If you're sick and can't work, no income comes in unless you're covered by an income replacement insurance. But in my experience, people try to save money so they don't like to spend the extra coverage, especially startups. The insurance also usually have a clause that says you have to be out of work for more than 90 days, or for an extra premium, 60 days before you start to get the benefits. You have your very best interest at heart. For every employee you get, it's a new headache. Every time you take time off, you'll feel like you could be doing something related to your business. Get another contract, or doing this or that, try to figure out of new materials. Your mind will just not stop. If you have licenses, you are bound to the state or province in which you can operate and usually incur renewal fees. So that means if you are traveling somewhere else, you cannot operate business from somewhere else within your province or state. So you're bound by that geographic location. And also, you have to pay all your renewal fees. If you're a professional, you have to take the update credit courses, and you just always have to maintain an upkeep. Now, if you are a professional, you want to be perceived that way, or you want to do a career from home like that. Here are places, if you have a specific skill set, that you can promote and offer your services to work from home as a contractor. These sites offer a safe way for contractors and people looking for services to meet and work. Now they have mediator services, which helps to solve any conflict until a resolution is done. Think of it as an eBay or an PayPal, but instead of selling goods and products, you're selling services and skill set. These are the most popular and most well known out there. Odesk, Elance, Guru, VWorker, Scriptlance, Freelance, Workaholics for Hire, 99 Design. Here's just an overview of other topics related to the internet marketing that you can research. Affiliate marketing, selling other people's products, selling information or products, dropship, so owning your own online store, ad revenue on your blog, so creating great content on a daily basis related to a specific niche and offering paid advertising on your site. Google has a great program called AdSense that you can look into. Filling out online surveys. Here's a legitimate site where you can earn money filling out surveys. I've done it before. That being said, usually the amount you get versus the time you put in is not really worth it, but it does work. In Canada, there's www.ca.surveycompare.net/reg. Surveycompare.net. You can go from there to get more information. Again, I will put the links in here. You also have paid to click and paid to read. You can go to sites and basically you get paid every time you click to open an email. You get a couple cents or something like that. Okay, moving on to the next type of career from home vehicle. Investor. This section I'll be a little bit more broad. Instead of going into all the pros and cons, I will just give you some ideas of what you can do and which, I guess, branch you can pursue further. Real estate. So there's real estate investing, can also be in business sections depending on the tasks, but here they are. You can buy instead of rent for home, buy, renovate, sell, flips, buy, hold, rent, rental and multiplexes, buy land, change zoning and build subdivisions. I've seen some other people do that where they buy farmland and convert it into subdivision. Subleasing, you're assuming all the risk, but the rewards could be great. Put an offer on a gold mine property and sell the offer for a price. That's something else that I've seen people do. Talk to a mortgage broker to see what you can afford as financing. Then consult a realtor to show you your properties and have it all run by your lawyer. For more education on the matter, simply Google real estate investment courses and you'll have plenty of potential results to review. Now for stock markets, bonds, commodities, in there you have mutual funds, you can buy and hold. There's segregated funds, that's through insurance companies. This can get done through your bank, but I would personally recommend that you go through a financial planner, a stockbroker, and or a life insurance agent. For more education on the matter, simply Google stock investment courses, and you'll have plenty of potential results to review. Now businesses, here are some pros and cons. Investing in businesses. Pros, builds asset and equity in the long run. Can structure to pass on wealth to future generations. Great tax advantages, has huge amount of leverage, and you can win big. Now the cons, well, must do lots of due diligence. So that means you have to do a lot of research to make sure that you get something good. That can be very time consuming. And if you don't know what you're doing, ignorance will cost you money in the long run. That's something else that I've learned. Bigger calculated risk. It's still bigger risk. Lots of sharks out there. And you gotta be careful because not everybody has your best interest at heart. They're all thinking big money, I want all of it, and yes, so you gotta be very careful. And you can lose a lot. You can lose big. So you can win big, but you can also lose big. And now to the last and final career from home vehicle. A large business owner or franchise. Large business owner with over 1,000 employees. Franchise opportunity. One more falls under this category, but I'll hold back. I'll be back to it in just a little bit. So the pros and cons. So here we go. You can work from anywhere and are not limited by geographic location. Whether you're there or not, you still get paid. Has huge amount of leverage, great tax advantages. Cons. High startup costs, lots of risk involved, expensive renewal or franchise fees, have to deal with shareholders on top of client and customers. First, let's look at the qualification you must have just to own a franchise. Let's use McDonald's for example. Here's the link where I found the information in case you want to review this. In order to just qualify to start the process, you must put a minimum of 25% down of your whole cost to buy an existing restaurant and a minimum of 40% down payment from your personal resource to get a new McDonald's. By the way, the minimum of 25% equals $750,000 just to get started. How about KFC? Now for KFC, the minimum financial requirements to open a KFC Taco Bell in the United States is $1.5 million net worth and $750,000 in liquid assets, plus a total investment between $1.3 to $2.6 million to build, operate, train, etc. your new acquired franchise. Or what about Subway? As for Subway, it's a little more affordable. Anywhere between $115,000 to $258,000 will get you up and running. Okay, switching gears here. In my presentation, I briefly talked about leveraged income. Here's what I mean by leverage. Leveraged income is setting up yourself in a position where you get paid on other people's work. When I was a realtor in real estate franchise such as Exit Realty, Remax, Keller Williams, etc., I was considered as an independent sales representative in the sense that I was running my own business. And for every house that I sold, my broker was getting a percentage of my commission. Now my broker also had many sales representative, realtors out there selling houses, of which my broker would earn an overriding commission on all of their efforts, including mine. Set up in this way, my broker was in a leveraged position benefiting from our sales. We would go to work, make some sales, and my broker would get paid for our efforts. For easy understanding, let's say the broker has 8 realtors of which he earns an overriding commission of 25% of whatever the realtor's commissions are. In this scenario, the broker sold 0 houses and all the 8 realtors sold the same model of house, each making the same amount of money. That means the broker would have earned an equivalent of 200%, 25% per realtor times 8, compared to if he had sold the same house, which the broker would have earned 100% of his own effort. It is only fair for the realtors to pay the 25% commission to their broker. After all, their broker showed them the ropes, so to speak. Their broker showed them how to market, how to sell, how to do everything related to the job, etc. So this is a great model of leverage, right? Well, not so fast. Over time, as realtors gain more and more experience, eventually they'll want to set up their own brokerage so they too can earn leverage and income. So now broker A in this scenario not only lost a performing realtor which gave him a great source of income, the broker A also trained his new competition, which is now broker B. I've actually seen this happen in the brokerage where I was working at. One of the top realtors left and started his own brokerage as a direct competitor. Now all of his realtors were also competitors, and worse, they were indirectly trained by my broker. Now the ideal scenario would have been to have a structure where realtors can become both broker and realtor within the same organization. This way, broker B in my scenario would have the same opportunity as broker A, which is to have leverage. And in this scenario, broker A would still earn an overriding commission on his realtor's effort. This is exactly what an ALS, Advanced Leverage System, MLM, Multi-Level Marketing, or Network Marketing Company has done. It allows people to wear the 2 hats, broker and realtor, within the same organization. The reason I left real estate and life insurance was so I can be able to work from anywhere in the world without geographic restrictions, a way that I could generate money using the power of duplication in a simple way to leverage my time. I say this all the time and I'll say it again. It's better to earn 1% of 100 people's effort rather than 100% of your own efforts. I'll say that again just to let it sink in. It's better to earn 1% of 100 people's effort rather than 100% of your own efforts. Here's an example. If you earn 1% of 100 people's effort, if you get sick and can't work, you still get 99% of the efforts of the group. Whereas if you get 100% of your own effort and you get sick and can't go to work, then you get absolutely 0%. So now, to the last one that falls into this category, under franchise and large business, but I consider it more of as a small business with franchise and big business leverage. I call this one the Advanced Leverage System, the business missing one. Remember I said I'd be back to the other one? That's the other missing one. So the pros. The power of low risk, low overhead and leverage way. A way where everyone helps each other, a leverage way where you are being compensated for the efforts of not just yourself, but also others. Some people call this network marketing, some call it multi-level marketing, and I like to call it an advanced leverage system, or an ALS. The reason that I love the advanced leverage system is you're in it low risk, low overhead, and it's a very powerful way to build a massive amount of not just financial freedom, but also time freedom. Leverage creating systems for you to get paid over and over using other people's time. Just as money is a form of leverage when you use to hire someone else to help you produce results for your overall goals and residual income. The cons. Because there's so much potential, many scammers have launched their own version, however are not legal. Another con is sniffing and sorting out to find out the legal distribution companies versus the illegal pyramid schemes can be time consuming and daunting. Such a low risk investment anybody can try, and many fail because of lack of business understanding, discipline, work ethics, guidance, action plan, etc. Trading time per hour will always limit you, as there's only a certain amount of time and you cannot create more. It's a limited resource. Therefore, based on what you've learned so far, would it make sense that the only industry where you have an unlimited potential amount of income for the lowest amount of risk is in sales? You guessed it right. Yes, it is. For any type of work that you're doing from home as an entrepreneur, not as an employee, sales are involved. It could be hard sales or soft sales, and it's important for you to understand the difference. Hard sales are done through professional salespeople. Think of realtors, life insurance agents, car salespeople, etc. These folks acquire their knowledge through lots of extensive sales training, life experience, etc. Their skills get better and more polished over time. They hustle like crazy because this is how they put money on the table. Usually, they are compensated through performance-based pay. They get paid commission, so to speak. If they sell, they make money. If they don't make any. That simple. Soft sales, on the other hand, are less incentive-driven. Everyone naturally uses soft sales on daily conversations. They're just not aware about it. Think of it this way. It's like recommending something to someone or having someone agree with you on a topic. Example, hey, do you want to go watch a movie? And they say, sure. That was a soft sell. In our case, we work with soft sales, so rest assured, you don't need to become an overnight pro at hard sales. People usually take one step ahead and ask me this very intelligent question. Now, if the advanced leverage system is so good, yet there's so many scam artists, how do I protect myself if I want to choose that vehicle for my career from home? Which I usually answer, glad you asked. This brings me to my next point. Here are the key factors for choosing the right company. So now that we all know that the ALS has a lot to offer, including residuals and the leverage, but we are also aware that scam artists are out there with illegal pyramids to scam us. So what do we do to maximize our research to identify the best company to become a sales representative out of the thousands of opportunities out there? Simple, by keeping in consideration these factors. Company's history, let's face it, over 10 years, it shows stability. Most business fails within 5 years. So, rule of thumb is, if it's less than 5 years, chances are they will not be successful. Financial track record, you gotta have a look at that. The ownership and management, customer service, marketing, timing, trends, unique consumable products or repeat services, methods of payment, competitive pricing, balanced compensation that is ethical, morally correct and rewards newcomers and leaders. Are there real customers? Low personal production requirements, training, team and support? Are they listed with the Better Business Bureau? Are they listed with the Direct Selling Association? What are the risks? Once you've assessed all the key factors, how do you choose the right company to partner with? Well, again, you can have a look at it. Here are some of the criteria you want to keep in mind. Does it have a huge expanding market? Something that it reaches and is available worldwide. Where do you prefer to market, online or offline? Let's face it, a company could be perfect in our due diligence, but if it's selling an outdated product such as records or 8-track tapes, you wouldn't be too successful in business. Nothing personal, it's just that that market is obsolete. Unique repeat product or services. This is something that you must have. Something that gets people to pay for it again and again, every single month, etc. What's your internal ALS competition? What's your external competition? Timing in the trends. 65% of the money is controlled by the baby boomers, which were born between 1946 and 1964. What is the timing of the opportunity? What's the company's stability? Let's look at leverage. A way to get results using other means than your own efforts. Example, $5 million invested in the banks at 10% gives about $41,000 per month in leverage residual income. You're leveraging your money to work for you. Now, in here, we're using other people's leverage to work to your advantage. So keep that in mind. A way for you to benefit from work of many people doing a little but consistently. So it's kind of similar to an employee, except every single one of the employees, so to speak, have their own opportunity to become as successful as they want and are not limited by trading time per dollar. What about the training, the team, the support? How to leverage the online marketing aspect as well as the traditional way. What about the leadership? This brings me to my next point. According to the Direct Selling Association, in the US alone, the direct sales industry reaches over $29.56 billion. Here are a couple of sources that you can review. Now, Robert Kiyosaki also says, only one of these 4 types of people's attitude will have success in this business. Which one do you think it is? Right. They must be right. They went to school, they know everything, and you can't teach them new things. Comfortable. Doesn't matter what's going on in the world. They prefer watching TV, playing video games, basically have a nonchalant attitude, kind of meh, whatever. Liked. They want to please everybody, need somebody else's approval, they want to be the nice person, kind of, I did the right thing. You like me, don't you? And then winner. The business of the 21st century is for people who must win. They understand that their financial future is in their own hands. They understand that success takes sacrifices. That when they get knocked down, they must get back up because they know the economy keeps moving now, no matter what. Is it possible for everyone to win? Yes, it is a level playing field. However, you got to commit to it. It will not happen for nothing. This network marketing option is the best shortcut, and for it to work, you have to say, I will dedicate 4 years of my life. Look at the leaders in the lifestyle they choose to have, and you have to say, those are the people I want to be like, and I want to help other people do what I want to do and win in life. If you are going to choose the vehicle of the average leverage system, there's something else that's extremely important for you to be aware of. This is the big picture that will determine if you're successful or not in your career from home opportunity. Are you man or woman enough to handle the truth? Over 90% of people will fail in this ALS because of the lack of understanding of the big picture. If I can ask you to remember only one part of this whole presentation, this has to be it. Pay very close attention as this will make or break you. I've come up with a chart, a diagram, so to speak, that visually shows you the different methods of marketing an advanced leverage system, and people who succeed are the ones who can master the 3 phases. Here they are. So this is what I like to call the MLM sponsor timeline. So the line goes straight all across and is divided in 3 sections. So the first one is called New Prospect. This is phase 1. Is when the people are in business, they have to make sales to people, therefore they have to find potential buyers. So basically here they have to see some sort of presentation about the industry giving value. Now from here, after that, they get to see what they call a company presentation, and then after that, this is where they do the 3-way with their mentor to answer all the questions, and then finally the sign up or the sell. Now this falls under the prospecting and enrollment section. Now section 2, that's section 1. Section 2 is the training. So here the new person that did the sale, the new prospect, or now the person, the new recruit, or whatever you're going to call them, they have to sign up for their services or products, whatever it is, to qualify for future commission. And then here they have them take a step to sign up to your training. Now here's the next part where everybody gets lost, confused, and never past this step. And that's what you have to know if you are entering this business or this career from home opportunity here. You got to be very aware of this part. Now the next step goes like this, and it goes back down here. And I will explain what all these are in just one moment. I'm just gonna... Now everybody is different, and there is different approaches and different channels to market your product or service. Now you can make your own leads through internet, and this is a topic that you can spend a lot of time trying to learn about. You can buy phone leads. In this case, buying phone leads, that's not the hard part. Is learning the wording and how to talk to them. And that's something that can be learned. That's why it falls under training. You can talk to your warm market. Now the warm market is what everybody in the industry calls your friends and family, or the people you know. Again, there are specific words that you can use. There's methods and techniques how you can handle conversation without harassing or without burning bridges. Something that's very important that most people forget. When they get exposed to this, they just go quickly in this section here and they don't have the proper training, and next thing you know, they put pressure on friends and family, and that's not what should happen. People should not pressure anybody in anything. That's the wrong way of doing things. The other section here is webinars, and then you have internet marketing over here, and then you have the door-to-door sales here. Now all this, if you notice, it all goes back up to that center line right here. It goes back here to the last one that says go to work. Now this is what people can have a lot of fun with, is in this part where they get to talk to people, or this is where the people will actually hate it. Either or. But like we said earlier, we're working to try to get our means to an end. We're working whether we like it or not. We have to work to pay for the things that we like. Now what I'm showing you is a vehicle that in 4 years that you can retire afterwards. Like they say, it is the shortcut, but you have to dedicate your 4 years to work, not just fall under the training section, which most most people do. You have to actually fall under the go to work, and your goal should be to prospect at least 100 people per week. This is what I call the business plan. If you don't follow this and you cannot follow this, then this system is not for you. I'm telling you right up front. If you're not willing to achieve and put your time here, you will fail at this, and this is not for you. So you have to be aware of this, okay? So out of those 100 prospects per week, your goal is to aim at 10 presentation a day. And when I say presentation, I mean the ones over here where you're giving value to people. You have to give time. You have to teach them. You have to educate them. It could be one by one, or it could be in a webinar or teleseminar. It could be in a living room with a bunch of people in there. I don't care how it's done. It has to be presented in front of at least 10 people. That's your target. That's your goal. Another step over here, consistency and follow-up. They are key. So you don't want to get emotional. Example, if you say to somebody, I have a great service or product, and they say, I don't want it, that's fine. You don't say, whoa, buy it, because that shows desperation and need. You don't want to be needy. If somebody says, I don't want it, just say, no problem, I'll follow up with you. Is that fine? That's great. Okay, 6 months later or 3 months later, just give them a follow-up conversation. Just say, hey, just following up with you. How are things? Are you interested in taking a look at this now? Yes or no? No? Great. I'll follow up with you later. And then move on. Carry on. Do not attempt to put pressure on anybody. That's just not right. So don't get too emotional and just keep doing your job, and it will pay off. Now, when I say your job is not to train yourself and try to figure out all these different methods. Your job is to get out there and do the presentation. Aim at 10 presentation a day. Presented to 10 people a day. Could be 10 hours or 30 minutes a day, depending on which method of approach you are using. And the results will be exponential. That's your job. Now here, your long-term goal is to personally sponsor or recruit or sell 100 people over the next 4 years. So why personally get 100 people? This is because it's based on a numbers game and reality of hard knocks. According to all the literature I've read and other successful network marketers I've talked to, we all agree that only 20% of the people that you get to work with you will actually have the same drive as you to build and grow a steady paycheck. Mark Yarnell's book, Your First Year in Network Marketing, goes in greater details about this. It's a good read for understanding the fundamentals, but some of the strategies were mainly catered to the 80s and 90s era. We have a lot of better solutions today that embraces technology. Coming back to the 20%, that means 1 in 5 will be a superstar. Hey, notice how the 80-20% rule applies here as well? The rest of the 4 out of 5 will come in, drop out, stay stagnant, not be motivated, have excuses, get stuck in passive work, etc. It doesn't matter. It's all part of business. Don't focus your energy on them as it's irrelevant to your career growth. However, by creating awareness, those numbers can dramatically change. As people who work from home, we only get paid based on performance and when we grow in personal development. That means we've got to become leaders, and to become leaders, it means that we've got to lead by example, which is go to work and keep reaching out to people until we get our own 100th personal recruit. An advanced leverage system, network marketing or multi-level marketing, has the highest potential with the least amount of risk, but you've got to work it like crazy, or should I say smartly. Now, when I was in the life insurance industry, in the business, after a while you become good at what you do. So you can sell people by educating them on different things. I was able to show 3 presentations of life insurance, and out of the 3 educational presentations, I would get 1 client that said, you know what, I think this is useful for me and I would like to get more information. How can I get started? And then I'd be like, whoa, well, glad you asked. Here's how you get started. So again, once you become good at something, your percentage of sales will increase compared to the amount of people that you meet. And then over here, the line comes back to new prospect, cycle, restart. So your job, when you're figuring this all out, is to take that new person, bring him over here, all the way in the back over here, start him. You gotta do this. You gotta introduce them. You gotta make him go through these. You gotta make them train. Say, hey, what kind of person are you? What kind of strategy do you like better? This, or this. Figure out which one is good for them. Get them the right training for this, for depending on what kind of personality they are. And then get them to work. And then also, don't forget yourself. You still gotta work, but they gotta have the same goal as you in that sense. Everybody's independent of their own success. Everybody's responsible for their own business. Everybody's responsible for their own career from home. This is how simple it is. Yet people forget, or people do not know the master plan, which is this, all of this together, and people get stuck in sections. And because people get stuck in sections, especially over here, they never go to this section, which is go to work. Therefore, they don't earn a living. They can't afford it. They don't make money. And therefore, they quit. And when somebody quits, it's not the career that failed. It's them. So if you make a commitment to this, you have to commit, again, like I say, 4 years to say, you know what? I will commit to this plan. So I can retire, be financially free for life, achieve my own goals and dreams, or do whatever I want to do. If there's any time during the process where you find things difficult, just have a look at your plan. Where are you in the plan? Are you doing the right things? Yes or not? This will make the difference for you in the big scheme of things. So that's what you got to keep in mind. So basically, the chart looks like this. So you start over here. Okay, it goes all the way down to here. And then here it restarts all the way here. It's a big circle. It's a cycle. Just keeps going and going. This is at the most simple level of the career from home. Before we go into all the details of what we do and what the work is all about, it's important for you and I to understand our industry, because working from home has different set of rules, so to speak. Different work ethics, active versus passive workloads, etc. Pay close attention, as you may not realize if you're going off course. Just understanding these two different workloads will improve your results in anything you do, especially when you work from home. This is why it's so critical for you to understand the difference between passive and active work. You only get paid for active work, unless you work as an employee, of course. However, passive work is important to support your active work. This is why you need a balanced schedule and the right portion of time allocated to each type of work. Allow me to clarify. Passive work is all the tasks and duties that goes around the active work, such as studying new material, researching the internet, understanding the technical know-how, working on your website, reading charts and stats, reading motivational books, attending seminars, doing filing, filling out paperwork, training people, keeping track of statistics, etc. Essentially, all of these are supporting elements to the actual active work. Now, active work, on the other hand, is what you get paid for and is result-oriented. This includes, but is not limited to, every proactive step that involves reaching out, talking to new people to get more clients and make some sales, so to speak. Like making phone calls, meeting people one-on-one, giving home group meeting, inviting people to watch your presentation on the internet, closing a prospect on the sale, and more. Doesn't that make sense? Too often I see people get stuck in passive work, from one task to another, and they seem super busy, yet they never get results because they're always in the passive work mode. This would be the equivalent of being stuck in the training section, the second tier of my presentation, which is an illusion of work. In order to avoid the loop of doom, you must clearly understand those two categories, active and passive, and know exactly where you stand. To operate and work from home effectively, you should allocate your time as follows: 25% of passive work and 75% of active work. You heard me right. For every hour, working 45 minutes should be talking to people, moving products or services, and 15 minutes should be at organizing your notes or reviewing your emails, etc. The beauty of working from home is that you get to schedule your own time however you want. No one is sitting next to you, behind you, watching over your shoulder. You're in charge of your own schedule. So now that we know there's different approaches to build a direct sales business, or MLM, or any kind of advanced leverage systems out there, let's focus on the advanced leverage system. Word of mouth to friends and family, funded proposal where you promote yourself as an expert, promoting your opportunities, replicated mirror sites only through PPC, social medias, etc., buying leads and sell over the telephone, hosting live events like seminars in hotel rooms or teleseminars, webinars, door to door. All of the above approaches have been proven to work over the space of time for one or another, but not for everyone. Most people are taught using only one approach, and that approach may not be working for you for whatever reason. Are you or will you be using the right approach which suits your comfort level? Let's talk about each approaches in more detail and see what kind of personality you are and which techniques works best for you. Let's start with the word of mouth to friends and family. Here are the pros. Let's face it, the closer you are to your friends and family, the easier it is to ask for personal favor to help you in your company. This approach is best suited for leaders amongst their peers. You know, the person that always hosts parties, hosts dinners, and people always go to their places, the one that can ask pretty much anything and people are always willing to help them. those are the guys that usually works best for. You have an endless supplies of leads because you get your friends and everybody else that you know, and then they give you recommendation. Usually works well with excitement and hype. More hands-on, more involved, build great rapport and relationships. The company replicated website mirror sites works well for this audience. So this is all good stuff. It's good. Now let's have a look at the cons. Because money is involved, you recommending a specific service or product is now biased. You now have a personal gain for people to take specific action, therefore your recommendation is not or may not be taken seriously. Oversaturation. If you've been an opportunity seeker and or have tried more than one opportunity in the past, your friends and family may now be reluctant to whatever you say when it comes to your personal money advice. After all, you've been talking about making money for a while yet have nothing to show for it. If too much hype, it may play against you depending on your personality. It may come across as fake or not being you. Second option, the funded proposal where you promote yourself as the expert. Here are the pros. You set up an online presence, build a website, offer great information, also offer paid products. People find you online, they're pre-sold. You don't have to sell people on who you are because they already know they found you. Once the system is up and running, your website, videos, and articles answered pretty much all your prospect questions. The ability to offer products counteracts the money you spend in advertising, therefore making you money or breaking even before you get people interested in your back-end product. Benefit from all the other forms of word-of-mouth marketing, as when people research more information, they may stumble upon you and follow you instead of someone else. So I'm referring to when somebody making research online, let's say somebody says, hey, this product is great. Oh, really? Let me make my research. They go online, then they found you that says, oh yeah, this kind of product is awesome because XYZ. And then they might say, well, hey, you seem to know more, so I want to, buy from you instead. So that's what I mean. So this is best used for someone who is shy, doesn't talk too much, and needs time to write or compose a message. This approach is less on the fly, therefore allowing you to double check, reread, re-record, etc. It's best suited for introverts who enjoy researching and writing reports, article, video log, etc. Here are some of the cons. This is very, very time consuming and energy to create up front. If you don't know how to set up a website and are unfamiliar with hosting your own website, it will cost you lots of time and money and energy to get this up and running on your own. You need to learn how to do ad copy, copywriting, get merchant account, to process payments. You must have some sort of knowledge to be able to present yourself as an expert. Replicated sites, mirror site won't cut it for search engines. But again, everything can be taught, so that's not a problem, but those are just things to keep in mind. Third, promoting your opportunity only through pay-per-click and social medias. Pros. This approach allows you to promote directly your corporate site without the need to create everything yourself. That sounds great. Here are the cons. This approach worked well in the past. Now the major search engine, pay-per-click, Google and Microsoft Ad Center, formerly known as Yahoo Search Marketing or Overture, have specific algorithms that make duplicated sites almost impossible to list. The only two ways now is to get a second-tier search engine pay-per-click, which the quality of the traffic is sometimes or often questionable. You can't track who buys on your company's website because most of them are called replicated or mirror sites, which means that every representative has the same site as you. The only difference is your picture and your personal contact, and they don't have a back end where you can put some line of codes in it to keep track. The only other way is to create your own blog, which is time consuming, and you still need a technical skill set level to understand what you're doing. You can't track conversion, you end up paying more in advertising than what you would get in return. Plus, those mirror sites are online information brochure and converts very, very poorly. So you're going to spend a lot of money with not great results. Buying leads and selling over the telephone. Pros. People filling out surveys to get more information about home-based business opportunities or working from home are welcoming of your information. You can get many leads while not being too expensive, which gives you an endless supplies of prospects. It's easy to contact them. You don't have to drive. You don't have to be technologically advanced. All you need to know is how to operate a telephone and talk. There are different types of leads, from exclusive, semi-exclusive, real-time, fresh, and aged, generally offering different time ranges. Different price for each type of leads. This is best suited for someone who loves talking and interacting with people. Extroverts perform really well using this method. more hands-on, more involved, build great rapport and relationships. Cons. Some leads company overuse the lead, which means they sell too many people and get calls so often that by the time you call them, they are annoyed. You must learn phone etiquette or talking to people. If you hate talking to people, then this method is definitely not for you. You gotta be careful when buying your leads. Some companies throw freebie leads. Example, if you fill out my survey, you can win this free digital camera, then they get bunched up and sold as leads. Those are bad. Can get pricey if you don't know what you're doing. You must be very committed to your work, hours, and extremely self-disciplined. Again, follow-ups are key in this one. Hosting live events, hotel seminars. Pros. Instant credibility, large crowd, easier to influence the masses, get to interact with people face to face, best suited for extroverts and works well with high price ticket items. Able to answer questions and answer live, right there on the spot. Cons, very pricey. Need to know where and how to get the hotel room. Not hard, but very time consuming. Lots of logistic involved. Need enough content to entertain large crowds. Not easily duplicatable. Gives a feeling of oversaturation in the market. People may or will think that they are too late in the game. Next one. Teleseminar, webinar. Presentation. Instant credibility. Easier to influence the masses. No need to dress up fancy or drive to the location. Not locally limited. Can do it from virtually anywhere. Able to answer questions and answer live. Cons. Must understand the technology behind it. Not meeting face to face. Need enough content to entertain people. Takes lots of planning mentally and physically. Lots of preparation. Must be sharp, quick, know your product, service, or information. Can be costly. You need upfront cash for your massive advertising campaign. You do not have the same large crowd effect because people cannot see what other people are doing. Next one, door-to-door. Pros. You can instantly target neighborhoods, which gives you an idea of their income level. Example, if you market a high price ticket item, go to big house residential homes location. If your product is to help people save money, target lower incomes neighborhoods, small townhouses, etc. There's always another door. Easier to stay focused because you're in the trenches, so to speak. You get to speak face to face with people. You burn calories, gives you a great exercise, and it's an awesome workout. Cons. Weather can be against you on certain days. Every step taken between houses is not really efficient time management compared to making dials after dials. But then again, every time the phone rings, you're just standing by also. You can only meet one prospect at a time. In summary, you are now aware and better informed to make your next step for your new career from home. You understand the difference between employee, contractor, investor, and business owner. Based on the career from home vehicles, the highest potential considering the risk versus reward is the one with the advanced leverage system, also known as multi-level marketing or network marketing. That being said, you also know that it's not for everyone. You need to be very self-disciplined, have the attitude of a winner, and commit at least 4 years of your life and following the action plan to achieve the ultimate luxury lifestyle. You also learn where people fall under in the training section, so you have an idea of the master plan. You know where you're going, and you can see the pros and the cons of all the different approaches, and you can pinpoint which one is your favorite one, which one you want to learn, and go from there. Remember how I said you have to recruit 100 people over the next 4 years to be financially free for life, retire, or do whatever you want to do? Well, if you work with a great ALS that's got an easy-to-follow action plan using simple steps, it can be done a lot faster. Okay, switching gears. I want to go back to phase 2, the training section I talked about. I talked about a lot of various methods to promote your network marketing business. The whole idea behind marketing any businesses is to generate qualified leads. What I mean by that is that anyone in business has to target their messages to an interested audience so they can sell their products and or get them to work together. Any friends of yours are leads, just like any name on Facebook are leads. However, a qualified lead on the other hand means that someone is asking you a specific question for help. They want you to help them solve a problem. Example, if you sell painkillers, don't target an audience that's healthy. Rejection will be super high and it will be fighting an uphill battle. Instead, position yourself where someone who has constant pain comes to ask you, "Hey, I have all this pain and I don't know what else to do. I'm desperate for a solution. Have you heard of anything that can help me against all this pain?" Now that, my friend, is a qualified lead. It's somebody who wants and seeks out your products or services. What I mean is that you have to create a system where you can generate leads. When I was selling real estate and life insurance, I've done pretty much all of their various approaches, so I know more than enough to get by in all of them, but I really mastered a select few. Instead of doing a full-length course training on each approach, I've picked out the best solution, maximize its efficiency, duplication for our needs. Speaking of qualified leads, the easiest, fastest, and most affordable way to get started fast is to work with real-time, short-form leads. These people are hot and looking at the time of filling out the online forms for more information. All you've got to do is contact them back using our proven methods, and this video will take care of the rest. Here's the perfect motto. Some will, some won't, who cares? Next. It's not that you don't care if people work with us or not. It's that whatever the outcome is, you're grateful, either for having the opportunity of sharing a positive lesson or for having new business partners. People will join leaders, not faceless companies. In order for your recommendations to have strength, you must be perceived as a leader or be set up in a position of authority by working with a leader. So in closing, whatever kind of career from home you choose, I sincerely hope and wish you the absolute best. Now that you are better informed, you can make better decisions. You know what to expect and what not to expect. You are now armed with tools and techniques that has served many. Before I let you go, here are some final thoughts. There are many reasons why you want to start your own career from home, and through my experience, let me share with you some of the real reasons that I've encountered from other people just like you. Do these sound familiar? You're stressed out from the rat race. You're going to a job that you don't like. You're simply tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You're tired of trying to make ends meet. You want to get rid of your debt. You're neglecting your health or your family's health. You're working for more, for less income, less benefits, and less or no pensions. You're looking for more than ever for lower risk ways of making money. You're looking for lower overhead ways of generating more cash. You can't afford to lose your hard-earned money. You don't or didn't know where to start. Hopefully that changed with this presentation. So why do we choose the advanced leverage system? If you look at the ALS industry, you'll see that there's 63 million people worldwide are involved in professional networking, and in our business alone, we tap in $1 trillion market. That means for $150 million paid each and every hour, you can get a piece of that pie. Here are some other reasons why people just like you are starting network marketing every day. First of all, startup costs are low compared to franchises. You can work part-time or full-time with a flexible schedule. You can work from anywhere in the world. Your tax savings can be significant, and there's huge upside profit potential. Let's suspend our disbelief for a second and imagine this. What if you could travel the world without asking for permission? What if you could spend more time with your family, friends, people you're working so hard for? You didn't have to worry about job security or finances. For the first time in your life, you could receive recognition you deserve. I'm not talking about a $15 watch or a certificate, but I'm talking about recognition of your peers and social groups. What if you could build your own dream and do the things you really want in life? What would it be like to be able to provide for your family with no stress of getting to work? What would it be like to be able to have your own career from home? What would it be like if you were saving all that commute time? What would it be like if you were making your own hours? What would it be like if you have true freedom of choice? We bring over a decade of life experiences in various businesses, marketing, drive, and motivation. We're aware and know how to do the right approaches for the right people. We know where to put emphasis on the training. We know how to deliver the right information and know what's right. We have put together a detailed training with instructional videos. We're going to teach you the 3 phases of working a prospect, the focus on good and strong opener icebreaker, so you can pop open the conversation so you can get things started. We're going to teach you how to handle the inevitable things that people are going to say and how to handle every situations. Here's what it can do for you. This will give you an opportunity to work for yourself but not by yourself. You will be able to reap the rewards of big corporations with low overhead risk while having huge leverage. All you have to do is invite people to your online videos, just like this one, webinars, live events. You become a professional inviter. The best part is, we teach you and show you how to talk, chat to people you do know as well as the people you don't know. You will be paid in the form of immediate income through bonuses, residual income from people paying their bills month after month, lifestyle rewards, company paid cars, luxury trips, recognition, You also keep the money that you save on your monthly bills. You can pay off your debt, put it in a retirement fund, college fund for your kids, or pay your medical bills, whatever. The sky's the limit. Want to know which ALS company we represent? Want to be part of a high-energy, dynamic team with like-minded people with similar dreams and aspirations? It's time to take your future in your own hands and take action. We're only working with people who have the right attitude, that are coachable, that are hungry for change in their life. Simply click on the link below and we'll be more than happy to show you which one passed all of our criteria. In his book, The Business of the 21st Century, Robert Kiyosaki says, "The richest people of the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work." Remember, at the end of the day, we're all responsible for our own financial well-being. Click on the link below to find out more information about the career from home of our choice. During the video presentation, look carefully if you can see how this wealth vehicle can give you a solution to your needs. If this is for you, great! We'll show you how to get started right away. If this isn't for you, great! Maybe you'll know someone who might like this.
Hi, my name is Scott Barker. I'm a self-published author. I'm here at the Word on the Street Festival on September 21st, 2014. And I wanted to speak a little bit about my experience with Andre Givogue, who gave me a great deal of advice on how to prepare for this event. Not only did he help me set up my website, but he also counseled me on how to present myself to the market, how to prepare for strategies, and he saved me a great deal of time. He's very insightful, he's well prepared, he's well articulate, he's very enthusiastic, and it was a real pleasure working with Andre. And so I wanted to film this testimonial here today before the crowds came to become too busy, just to say thank you to Andre for helping me out, and you should give him a try too.
Hey guys, Rob Baldwin here, IMX Productions 10-Minute Design. I want to talk to you guys about my good friend Andre Givogue over at CareerFH.com. When I just started out in this online marketing journey, I had ideas. I had my great video background, graphic design background. I was great in all of that, creating some great videos, some awesome websites, but I had trouble getting people to actually come to my website. That's when I started working with Andre, and he showed me all his great online marketing knowledge. How to build proper content for your sales pages, how to create a proper sales funnel, how to do search engine optimization. Andre helped me to start building my very first mailing list, and he showed me how to do it, showed me what tools to use, and together with my graphic background, I was able to put all that together and start generating leads, start generating sales for my websites. Andre helped me learn a lot about keyword research. If you need any help with generating leads to your page, check out Andre's site, CareerFH.com. He's got a whole series of great instructional videos there. Check it out, I urge you. All right, this is Rob Baldwin. Cheers.
Click on the link below to find out more.